Hello, this is my submission for the Ubisoft NEXT 2023 Programming Challenge. The challenge is here was to make Bomberman. Everybody knows the most fun Bomberman games are the multiplayer ones where you're fighting against the other player. So that's what I made. We got green player and blue player playing against each other, trying to battle it out. Your goal is to survive and kill the other player. So, for controls, there are the green player uses a keyboard, WASD to move, and to drop bombs, you can press Q, E, or space for the 3 different bomb types. The blue player uses the Xbox controller, left joystick to move, X, A, and B to drop bombs. Now, what are the 3 bombs? The first one, which takes the longest time to detonate, is the circle or radius bomb. When it explodes, it damages everything around it in a circle. The second bomb, which is the shrapnel bomb, it takes the medium time to detonate, and it shoots in a direct line in the 4 directions. It's very similar to the one from the original Bomberman game, just it goes further distance. The third bomb is the jump bomb. When this one detonates, it sets off a little trap type thing that when you touch it, it deals damage to you and makes you jump up in the air. So you can use it to damage your opponent, or you can use it to escape if you're trapped in a corner. It's versatile. I think it's really cool. So next we got the fuel system. Whenever you move, you have to use fuel to move. When you run out of fuel, you can still move, but it'll cost you health. Losing health is very bad because you're trying to stay alive, obviously. So when you destroy yellow or red boxes, they will drop pickups in the form of yellow fuel or purple ammunition. Ammunition is just more bombs, so you drop more bombs. Yellow is more fuel to refuel your fuel tank. So you want to try and stay alive while keeping your fuel up, while keeping your ammunition and trying to kill your opponent. It's, there's a lot going on, and it's a pretty quick game, which is what I want it to be. I want it to be a fast-paced game. Now into some of the engine itself. So for the engine, I knew I wanted it to be 3D, but I noticed the API didn't seem to have much of the 3D functionality that I would need. So I decided to make a math library. That's what I spent the majority of my time working on, leading up to the project, leading up to the weekend. So I made functions for linear interpolation, dot product, cross product, all the matrix stuff you would need, perspective, translation, rotation, all that stuff. I also made functions to go from world space to camera space and from camera space to screen space. So I could take this 3D mesh, this object, and get it to a flat picture, because this is essentially just a flat picture, but it looks 3D, which is what I wanted. Also, because I had the really nice math library, I was able to create a really cool camera, once again using that whole world to camera space function that I made. So the camera rotates, it tilts up and down, zooms in and out. I think it looks really cool. As the characters get closer, it zooms in. As they get farther, it zooms out and tilts back. I want it to be dynamic and try to focus on the action, and I think I'll achieve this pretty well. Also with my camera system, you could change the camera on the fly. So the camera's just an entity. If you switch another entity to be your camera, that's how it works. Because I did do an entity component system. To implement this system, I started off with a bunch of managers. So the engine, which is essentially a manager. Then I got a scene manager, a collision manager, and a renderable manager. The renderable manager adds and removes items that we can render, and then it renders them to the screen. The collision manager adds and removes colliders, and it calls the appropriate collision functions on collision exit, enter, or stay. I took some inspiration from Unity with this. So when I create a component, all I have to do is override the on collision enter function, and as long as the entity has a collider, that function will be called appropriately, which is a really convenient, nice system to work, very similar to how Unity does it. And then I have Scene Manager, which manages the scenes. So with my system, we can have multiple scenes running at once, which is actually what's happening right now. There's a scene for the scoreboard, which never leaves, and then a scene for the game, and a scene for the main menu. They stay all the time. And the Scene Manager just manages the scenes, which in turn manages all the entities, and all the entities manage their components. Simple. I think this system worked out really well. There was a lot of stuff that I did not complete, unfortunately, and I made notes of this in my documentation. If you read through that, you'll see all the stuff that I wanted to do, but just didn't have the time. I think my project turned out really, really well. Thank you for watching.